I decided to look into the Mountain West. Got time before the football season starts, and I decided, hey, this is the perfect time to look into other conferences because I don't normally cover anything but the SEC and the ACC in depth. And, I love me some college football, so I might as well. So we're going to start with the Mountain West. We're going to start at the bottom like I do with the SEC and the AAC. Not the ACC, the AAC. Um, so that means the Nevada Wolfpack. University of Nevada Wolfpack. This team has been a bottom dweller for a while, but last year they brought in Jeff Choate. He is an interesting individual when it comes to what his resume is. His previous head coaching position was at Mountain State or Montana State, sorry, not Mountain State. Thinking of the TV show, sorry. But he was at Montana State and he rebuilt them. First year he was there, they went 4-7. Next year, 5-6, and 8-5, where they made it to the second round of the FCS, and then the semifinal the next year, where he was 11-4 that year. Last year he was 3-10 at Nevada. Now, when I say that he's got an interesting history. He was originally a linebacker at Mountain Western, Montana Western. I don't know. I don't know. It's a public college in Dillon, Montana. He then, after graduation, became linebackers coach there. Then went to Chalice High School and was a assistant there. Twin Falls High School assistant there and defensive coordinator. Post Falls High School. Then he became a graduate assistant at Utah State. Then safety and whatnot at Utah State, then Eastern Illinois, then Boise State for several years, then Washington State, then Florida, Washington again, or went to Washington, then he head coach at Montana State, and he was co-defense coordinator at Texas for just a short while, inside linebacker coach, and then he became the head coach at Nevada. So he's got a good pedigree. He's also got a good record. So let's take a look at this schedule and you tell me what you think if I'm right or wrong because Nevada's a hard one to judge.
Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video, and I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Neyland. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there.
Okay, so looking at this schedule, sorry, the schedule up above, it's the best I could find. Uh, they start out at Penn State. That's going to be a loss. That's going to be on CBS and Paramount Plus. Not even, not even. Then Sacramento State comes to them. That should be their first win. Then they've got Middle Tennessee coming to them. Middle Tennessee's got a lot of problems. And, you know, Tennessee boy here. I know people that went to MTSU, but still got a lot of problems. Should be a second win. Then they go to Western Kentucky. That's going to be on ESPN Plus. I don't see them being able to win that game. Then they're going to Fresno State. That's going to be on CBS Sports Network. It was a close game last year, 24-21 last year. Honestly, I'm seeing that as a loss mostly because they're going there. Yes, they've improved. This could actually turn into a win, but it's one of those things. Then they've got San Diego State coming to them. And they didn't play San Diego State last year. this will be an interesting team, to be perfectly honest with you, because, it's possibly the future uh, hack team. They're not that good, so this should be an easy win for Nevada. Then they've got New Mexico. I New Mexico was a barely there team last year. Um, they're going there. It's a I'm looking here and I'm not seeing what they did against them last year. Um, looking at them, looking at what Jeff Choate's done, but it's going to be at New Mexico. Um, I don't see that as a possible win just for the simple fact of too many bad variables. Then Boise State's coming to them. Sadly, that's going to be a loss for them. Um, Utah State, in all honesty, I'm looking at this Utah State team. Not a. They're going to Utah State. I'm saying that's going to be a fourth win. So we got San Diego State so far, Sacramento State, MTSU, and Utah State. That's you know people are saying they should have that chance. San Jose State went to a bowl game last year. They're a decent team. I don't think Nevada's quite going to be up for it. Nothing against them. I just don't think they're going to be up for that game. Um, then they've got Wyoming. They're going to Wyoming, but still, that should be a fifth win for Nevada. It's not a good team. Something's gone wrong with Wyoming. I remember one point Wyoming had some interesting football teams, but I don't see them having it now. And then they got the rivalry game, last game of the season. UNLV. No, I think this is going to be a 5-7 team. They were 3-10 last year. Could be a little off on this. There's a couple of games that possibly look interesting. San Jose State. I'm wondering about San Diego State. Well, I mean, not San Diego State. I'm wondering about New Mexico. If they weren't going to New Mexico, if this was going to be a home game, I would say that would probably, but I'm seeing 5 wins. 5-7's respectable, especially after what they had last year. So, and past few years, actually. 5-7's respectable. Now, as I'm looking into Nevada, they're investing $50 million over the next 10 years into their football stadiums program total. This is a good thing. They've got the right football coach, in my opinion, to get them to that next level. I can even see Jeff Choate going a little further than the next level. And this $50 million investment, really good thing. They brought in some good talent. They had a lot of turnover. This is one of the teams that have way too much turnover. They're like 119th in returning production overall, but they've got some good moves. General manager, some coaches. They've done some good things. It's just Mountain West is a G5. Yes, they're investing that money into it. Yes, they want to do better, but I don't see it this year. I think they're like I said, I think they're going to be 2 games better. They're most professionals are saying they're at like 3.5. I'm looking at this. This is a possibility of 5 games. Chuba Purdy is going to be their quarterback. He was at Florida State and Nebraska. Should have some ability. Marcus Bellin last year had 39 catches for 522 yards. Should be pretty good receiver. They're needing to figure out their running back situation. They're probably needing to figure out their uh, wide receiver two. Defense, they only have one defensive starter coming back. That's lineman Thomas Witt. Secondary lost every major contributor from last year. Here's hoping that the transfers will help, but Nevada's got a hard row to go. They're probably going to be fighting hard, especially after Brendan Lewis transferred to Memphis. So that's what I think about this. Hey, if you made it this far, hit like, subscribe. If you don't mind, I'm trying to raise $3,000 to give y'all better videos. I got a link tree down below to go to my Patreon, either my Rumble or my YouTube. If you don't mind, it would be helpful. It's only like a couple of bucks, and you get to choose videos, ideas. So this has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.
I want to thank you for watching my video. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.